Thank you, Nima. Here's your Alberta Daily Update. In a developing story, a family is looking for answers for a 34-year-old Southern Alberta woman who went missing from West Lethbridge on October 21st. Tia Blood's cell phone and abandoned truck were discovered in Cardston, Alberta a day later. Tia's sister, Cara Blood, says this has been an extremely difficult time for her family.
This is detrimental to not only myself, but to her kids, her family, her community as well. We have had several people reach out from her own community, from her gym that she attends, from her school, from her professors, from her peers, friends who have messaged us, more or less kind of conveying the idea that, again, this is just extremely unlike her, obviously affecting them in several different ways. The current support that we're getting right now is primarily from our community, from our families, from our friends. That is the gist of the support that we are getting. We are very limited with the amount of support that we are receiving in terms of any kind of ground search. It's all just community-based, friends, family. That is the gist of it.
Meanwhile, late Tuesday, police in Lethbridge informed media they had found a body in a rural area located just outside of the city, but have not said whether the deceased is male or female. An autopsy has been scheduled for today at the medical examiner's office in Calgary to confirm the identity and cause of death. Since the body was found outside of city limits, Alberta RCMP are now leading the investigation. More details will be provided as they become available. A lawyer for a mentally ill man who fatally stabbed 5 young people at a Calgary house party wants him released from custody and is appealing a determination that he remains a significant risk to public safety. Matthew degrude was found not criminally responsible for the 2014 killings of Zachariah Rathwell, Jordan Segura, Caitlin Perez, Josh Hunter, and Lawrence Hong because he was suffering from schizophrenia. He appeared at his annual review hearing last month that addressed whether he should be allowed any increased privileges or freedoms over the next year. The Alberta Review Board ruled that degrude must remain detained despite a decision a year ago that he was to transition to a group home. Premier Danielle Smith says the time is now to get a deal signed for the new arena in Calgary. Smith has appointed former Municipal Affairs Minister Rick McIver to be the province's representative in renewed negotiations on a new event centre to replace the Saddle Dome. Smith sent a letter to Calgary Mayor Jody Gondik and the head of the Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation, saying the Saddle Dome has served the city well, but the 39-year-old facility is not able to compete with new event centers and arenas being built in North America, and the time to start on a replacement is now. A previous deal for a new $608.5 million center expired just before the end of 2021 over concerns about the project going largely over budget. Medicine Hat College received a facelift to its health, wellness, and athletics campus. The funding for the expansion co-op Wellness Commons came in 2018 when the NDP was in government.
We want a world-class education to be within the reach of every Albertan. It is a critical foundation to be building a resilient jobs economy in our province, here in Medicine Hat and right across Alberta. Unfortunately, this UCP government has taken the opposite approach. They have inflicted almost $700 million in cuts across the province, including $3 million here at Medicine Hat College.
During a media scrum, a reporter asked MLA David Egan his thoughts about Premier Danielle Smith attending the grand opening of the college's new wing, particularly since she's in the middle of an election period, running for a seat in Brooks Medicine Hat.
It's problematic. My reading of the Elections Act is that there should be a blackout period for making announcements during an electoral period, and we are on an electoral period here in the city of Medicine Hat with the Brooks Medicine Hat by-election. And so certainly my reading of it is that it contravenes that element of the Act. And I think interestingly enough, Danielle Smith seems to concur. She filed a grievance against the former PC government making announcements during an electoral period back in 2014. So, I mean, I think this warrants further investigation. Certainly, it goes against both the spirit of the Act and, in fact, historical comments made by Danielle Smith.
For her part, Smith says she was only there in her role as Premier. And that is your Alberta Daily Update. Nima, back to you.